Hello and welcome to your third singing lesson, Singing Lessons for Beginners with me, Katy Russell. So in our previous video, we learned all about warming up our voice, and in today's lesson, we're going to learn to sing Valerie by Amy Winehouse. Now, the rendition that we're going to be using is from the Trinity Rock and Pop Grade 1 vocal book. I will put a link in the description below. So the previous video that was in this course was all about warming up your voice. Now before we sing today, make sure you go check it out and warm up your voice properly before we start to sing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the song section by section. Feel free to pause the video after each demonstration and have a go yourself. Let's start singing.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
So in this song, we are not going to try and replicate Amy Winehouse. She has a really distinct sound, a really distinct voice as well. But what we do want to convey is we want to really sort of get into the performance of the song as well. So the song is really relaxed, but it's also got a little bit of attitude as well, which sort of comes through with the accenting. So if you listen at the beginning, well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. You want to keep it light and bouncy, sort of really push those accents. Well, sometimes I go out by myself. That's it. Cool. Perfect. And then the next bit, so we're only going to take one breath here, and that becomes after that first phrase. So we're going to take a big breath in, making sure our stomach is expanding. Well, sometimes I go out by myself, big breath, and I look across the water. The reason we want a big breath there is because we really need as much support as we can to get all the way up to across the water. All of this is going to be in your chest voice as well.
And I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture.
So the next section is exactly the same. We're going to try and push those little bits of accents as well, and we're going to take a big breath in the middle.
And I think of all the things what you're doing,
big breath,
and in my head I paint a picture.
We need that breath again to really support those higher bits in your higher chest range. If you're struggling with this, you can use that and go into your head voice as well.
'Cause since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over, stop making a fool out of me.
So in this next section, we're actually going to start to use a little bit of dynamics. So if you don't know what dynamics are, it's basically volume, how loud or how soft and quiet you're going to be singing as well. So in this next bit,
since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress.
Again, we're still pushing those accents. We're really getting this attitude across in this song. You'll see that actually we're singing a little bit quieter than we had done originally. This is so that when we sing the next bit,
won't you come on over, stop making a fool out of me.
So that bit is going to be a little bit louder than it was before, and it just gives it more emphasis, more drama, more effect, more attitude as well.
Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. Valerie. Valerie.
Great, so the next bit, we're going into the chorus. So we're going to need to take a big breath here because the phrasing is actually quite long. So you're going to have to sing quite a lot without having to take a breath.
Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
So that whole section there is one breath. We're going to need a lot of support because this is going to sit, if you're a female, it's going to sit in your higher chest register as well. So it sort of wants to start to creep into your head voice at this point. So we need to have a really strong support as well to make sure we don't want to strain, and we just want to keep the pitching very accurate. So as it continues, it repeats Valerie, 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 Valerie. So when we're doing these jumps in the notes, we want to make sure that they're quite clean. Valerie. We don't want to pitch bend too much because that's when you can start to sound a little bit flat. What I always tend to do if there's something like that I'm struggling with, I slow it right down to start with Valerie. And then you can start to speed it up and get it nice and smooth. Well done, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Let me know how you get on in the comments below. So we've got one more lesson after this. We're going to be looking at a slightly more advanced technique now because we've learned to warm up our voice, we've started singing a song, so I think it's time for something a little bit more challenging. So make sure to subscribe to keep up with the latest content.